and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host Aurora, and I'm so grateful to have you here and spending some time with you today. I hope you enjoyed my interview with Sean the other day, and today I'm very happy to be posting another episode. I had a day of working on my website and a slightly severe meltdown because of my phone not working, something with the software, and having to address it tomorrow again, but very annoying, as you can imagine. We're also dependent on these devices. It's incredible. But when they function, they're awesome. Today I want to talk about resilience. In season number 1, I had one episode about resilience already, so if you're really interested about that topic, feel free to go back and listen to that episode too. And today I want to talk about how important it is to have a support net. And what do I mean by support net? It's not necessarily people, yet it can be people. But if you think about my example today, being super annoyed and upset with my phone, I had to keep focus on what is functioning in my life and what can I do if my phone is not working. What can I do in Wi-Fi zone? How can I not make this issue with my phone affect my whole life, my whole mood? Maybe you're very good at it. Maybe something like that wouldn't majorly push you out of balance. But I think there's a lot of people out there just like me who maybe even overreact or are too focused on problem-solving mode and being annoyed and upset and disappointed mode. So if you can identify, if you can relate, then this episode is exactly for you, dear person out there. Thank you for being there and making me feel less alone. So it is very, very important that in these moments where our brain is kind of taking over our whole life and we want to get rid of that nuisance, that we learn to have moments, minutes, maybe hours in between where we can focus on something else. Because if you bite onto that problem like a pit bull, you can get to your goal, but at what expense? Are you going to be nasty with people? Are you going to be that total elbow person? Or are you going to neglect other things in the meantime that are important to have in mind just because you want to solve that one problem? So coming back to my example today, I just took my dogs at some point and went for a little walk, and it really helped me to free my mind and to go into bird's perspective and to be more okay with the fucked up situation I was in. And we all have to do that at times. I talked about death a couple weeks ago, and there it is the same thing. Totally sad and depressed for a couple hours, and then I thought, no, I have to show action. I have to be there for the people who suffer more than me in that moment, who suffer from that loss in a very direct way, because for me it's just indirectly, because the person is in France and I loved that person so much, but for the person who spent their entire life with him, it must have been so terrifying. So instead of indulging in my sadness, I decided to be proactive. And this is what we can do when we are in a shitty situation. Like, zoom out for a moment, of course, unless you're there and bleeding out. But if it is a minor issue like I had with my phone or with my laptop or whatever, put it aside for a moment and focus on something that is more important or from a different nature, and that can kind of calm you down again. Oh, take a deep breath in between as well. At this point, I want to thank you guys and girls to be out there. Yesterday, as I said, I focused on my website, wanting to provide you with more content, more videos, and I really missed recording an episode here. So I'm so grateful that you received my message and that you digest it well and maybe, reflect about it and can use the couple tools here that I provide for you here and there to make your life easier, more flowing, and to have more enjoyable relationships, in-depth relationships. And there too, when it comes to resilience, you will see as soon as you learn to not throw the towel in, as we say in German, but to see as the problem as it is, and then see the people around you again, and being able to listening to them again and be there for them again, because that might be way more important than that little issue that you might have with your devices or with something else that is super, super annoying. To take out that intensity of having to solve something is also very, very healthy, because some people react with headaches. I, for instance, react with stomach pains and gut inflammation. And if we learn to be more smooth, more, I don't want to say laissez-faire, but more okay with shit going sideways at times, it also benefits your health. If you are able to go to bed at night and to just see the problem as it is, but know that sleep is so critical. Drinking water, eating good food, having a warm bed to go to at night, and to being able to fall asleep and to have a deep, restful sleep is so, so much more important than when you are going to solve that problem. We all have those problems at times, and people will understand how annoying it is, and they will not judge you if it took you a day longer or 10 minutes longer, if it was for your health's sake. So take a moment now and be grateful for this little moment of peace here, because maybe you had a shitty experience just now and decided to tune into my episode, and afterwards you will look at it maybe with different eyes. Maybe you're more relaxed. Maybe you came back to your breath. Maybe that problem is solved. Maybe your heart rate is lower and more constant and calm. Maybe you're thirsty and you're just going to drink a big cup of water afterwards, and know that with a fresh mind you can address a problem from a different angle. Maybe you need to ask for help. Maybe you can't solve that problem by yourself, and you really shouldn't. Maybe this problem is gonna make sense at some point, and then you look back in a couple weeks and think, oh my God, this is when I met my best friend, or this is how I discovered another thing that is very precious in my life now. Of course, a best friend is not a thing, but you know what I mean. So to a bad situation, as shitty and cliche it sounds, there is always a good side to it too. And maybe in those moments where we become most irritated, we can just, I don't know, distract our monkey mind into that position. Like, oh yeah, I just broke my leg, but what if it is something good? And yeah, it is stupid in that moment if you imagine a person breaking their leg now and thinking about the good thing. But try it out. It is fun how the brain then can neutralize a situation and you can react more rationally instead of emotionally and from a very annoyed, irritated space. So this won't be the last episode about resilience. I will post way more because I know I still have to learn to be more resilient, to have a more peaceful state of mind and joyous life. But for now, that's it. Have a good rest of your day. Take good care of yourself. And I will drink a huge glass of water now because I'm super thirsty. Until next time, bye-bye. Aurora.